Hey guys, Messplay here, and welcome back to another weekly draw review. So in this video, I will be doing a review of the relics on the weekly draw, and today, I will be looking at Cloud's Crimson Edge, Ystola's Faris, and Vivi's Oakstaff. So how I do my reviews is that I review the relics in terms of bronze, silver, and gold. Bronze being the weakest of the three, where gold is the strongest of the three. With that out of the way, let's get on with the review. So, let's start off with the bronze, and that unfortunately goes to my boy for my favourite game, Vivi. Vivi's Oakstaff, unfortunately, and very sadly, painfully as well, he gets the bronze, and I'm so sad. I'm so sad because I love Vivi. My boy Vivi. You know I love you, man. You know I love you, Vivi. But unfortunately, you're getting the bronze. Let's go through the Oakstaff. So, the affinity ability is the Invisible Flames, which sounds pretty cool. And it gives fire boost, which increases damage of fire. So the pro of this relic is that it deals more damage with fire, so it makes Vivi a better damage dealer. Unfortunately, that's about it for the bronze. I keep saying bronze, don't know why. But the cons of this is that fire resistant enemies will eat this up, and they'll just laugh as you try and break them with fire, but fail to do so. And Vivi's actually still good without his relic. You don't really need the fire boost to deal good damage with Vivi, and that holds it back a bit, and it's quite vanilla. All it does is it just gives fire boost, and that's it. There's no like secondary effect like another buff to Vivi or something like that, which would make all the difference and made it a lot better of a relic. Because of that, it's quite plain. It doesn't add all that much, and Vivi is still good without it. So yeah, Oakstaff not the greatest. All I have to say though, for this event, fire boost doing more damage is good because Chimera is weak to fire, and that's really where you want to use Vivi. Enemies who are weak to fire, because he will decimate their brave with fire, and that is really good and something to consider as well. Is part of the teams for doing the X battle for the Ifrit's trial. You'll be able to break Chimera quite easily with fire, and get Vivi's brave sky high with it as well. So that's one thing to do. Vivi will be quite good in that regard. But when it comes to the recurrence of the Oakstaff, well, unless Global continues to throw out its curveball banners, Vivi's a synergy character twice. He's quite early into the events meta, so he will be recurring there. But his next appearance is a long time away from that. So, if you want to get Oakstaff, now's your time. If not, move on. Next up, we're going on to the silver. And that goes to Cloud's Crimson Edge. So once again, Cloud gets silver on the banner. I've really talked about Crimson Edge in a previous video, so there's not much I'm going to add. But the pros of this is that the affinity ability, Deadly Rush, which is a pretty cool name. It removes a buff when your ability gets a critical hit. So that's good. It removes buffs and enemies, and it's quite easy to get critical hits in this game. An enemy who's broken when hit will always have critical, so that's something to know. It's not hard to trigger the conditions of Deadly Rush, but that's where it's good in terms of pros. When it comes to the cons of this relic, unless the passives are masters of all other Cloud's weapons, standalone, in my opinion, this is the weakest of the three that Cloud has. Organics makes Cross-Slash stronger, and it has that increased power chance. The power chance is really good because enemy who's paralyzed, they lose a turn. So that turn loss is really good. And Buster Sword NT just makes Cloud a lot better damage dealer. And because it isn't exclusive, it's got exclusive level stats, which means that Cloud stats are really, really good. So unfortunately, Crimson Edge loses out to the both of them. But if you have them all mastered, then Crimson Edge is... that'd be the only reason the crew use Crimson Edge, really, in my opinion. They're characters who do deal with the dispelling of buffs a lot better. I like Vanille as well, and our next character event, Balthier, steals the show when it comes to that. So, and he especially is why I'm not so keen on Crimson Edge. I thought this was pretty cool when it first came out in JP, but then Balthier, the leading man of taking debuffs, arrived and taking buffs, sorry, and fortunately that really hampers how good Crimson Edge really is. Also, enemies who don't use buffs makes this weapon kind of useless because it just becomes a stat stick at the end of the day, and its added effect doesn't really do much. Also, this being tied to ability usages, I mean, but this is a kind of playstyle criticism. For me, I like to plan my cross slashes to be at a time where I'm really fishing for that stun or para, and I don't want to be wasting it just to get rid of a buff when there are other characters who can do that better. Finishing Touch only has one use. I'm not using it to get rid of a buff. That buff would have to be like, if you don't get rid of me, I'm going to destroy the balance of this game kind of level. So in that regard, it's actually not all that great. So that's my review of Crimson Edge. For the event though, it's quite good against the Chimera, because the Chimera, he has scripted buffs. It's all tied down to his HP, so you can control when he will use his buffs, and then you'll be in line to use Cloud's Crimson Edge to get rid of the buffs. So in that sense, it's really good for this event. But after that, there aren't that many bosses who really use buffs all that much, or buffs that really make a difference. And in that regard, Crimson Edge isn't that great, unfortunately. But this is all subject to change. I'm sure as the game will progress, we'll get more enemies who use buffs more often, but then the characters are much better at doing it than Cloud are. Vanille becomes better with getting rid of buffs, and so does Balthier. So, sorry, Cloud. I'm sorry. When it comes to recurrence, though, Crimson Edge is rare. It's so rare. it only comes back once after this in JP, and JP is a year ahead of Global, and it's only come back once. So that says all you need to know about how rare Crimson Edge is. So if you want to get Crimson Edge, now's the time to get it. If you don't, you really wanted to get it, you will regret not getting it, because I've not even seen someone get Crimson Edge off banner. So that is how rare it is. Guys, if you want Crimson Edge, go for it now. If not, forever hold that regret. And with that, let's move on to the gold. So, by process of elimination, I'm sure we all know what it is. It is Sky Cutter! No, not really. It is Faris. Faris gets the gold for me. I love Faris as a weapon. I think Faris does so much for Isola. It makes her a better damage dealer because the Infinity ability, Illusory Magic, makes Stone stronger and gives one turn of defense down. So that means we get to deal more Brave damage, and so can our allies as well. So Stone thinks about our friends as well, and that defense down, because Stone has a lot of usage, that defense down being one turn isn't that big of a con, because you can just stone the enemy again. Unlike the Infinity ability for Crimson Edge, we just want to keep delaying our enemies. The more they're delayed, the less they can attack us, and that's good. Also, it just makes Stella a better damage dealer overall. The Infinity stats is better for Stella because attack and max brave are boosted by quite a bit from it, so that's good to know. I can't think of many flaws against it, Faris, you know. In fact, Faris, it boosts Medicara. It doesn't intend to, but it actually does, because it increases Isola's max brave because of the affinity boost, and because of that, all Minakura cares about is how high Dissidia's brave is. So with getting an extra boost from Thyrus makes Minakura that even better. So it even looks out for its second ability too. And that's why Thyrus to me gets the gold quite easily. When it comes to cons, I guess there are enemies who do resist Earth, so that's one thing to note. But they're few and far between. As far as I've seen, no enemy is resistant to the delay. So that's not a con. that's a pro. There's somehow there's another pro about Faris. No enemy really resists the delay, so that's good. When it comes to the event, though, it's good in the sense that it can delay the Chimera from switching the heads, because Chimera only switches the head when it performs an act, and this and Cross Slash getting stuns means that you can really keep the Chimera on one head for a long time. So that's something really good to consider about this event and this relic as well. So it has good usage outside of that as well. So it's actually quite a strategical weapon. And I really love Thyrus. I pulled Thyrus early on in my JP count, and it helped me so much. And because of that, Thyrus, you get the gold. In terms of a recurrence, though, this weapon comes back a lot. Dissidia has been a synergy character in 3 events. Also, later on down the line, when characters start getting their level breaks, Thyrus comes back again. So if you don't get Thyrus now, don't worry, because it comes back so many times that you'll have another chance to get it. So, yeah. So, if you're like, I can wait, then wait. Because one of the events that has Dissidia as a synergy character is coming up pretty soon. And then when Dissidia becomes a synergy character in the CP35 era, she's like very close proximity from when she is the event character. So if you miss out even now and later on, you still got so many chances. So don't worry if you miss out. Don't worry. But yeah, that's just my thoughts and opinions on this banner. That's just my review of the weekly draw. Now guys, as always, comments are welcome. I love it when you guys comment on my videos. Let me know what you guys got if you pull on this banner. Let me know your thoughts if you're going to skip it. Anything that you might feel that you need to add to how good or bad the relics are, please. Anything. Like, what I want is to build a community for Omnia, and the comment section has been a good way to do that, because so far, people who've been commenting on my videos have been very nice, being polite, and always open for discussion. And that's what I love. That's what I absolutely love. It's made YouTube so much more fun, knowing that when I put a video up, you guys put your comments on, and it's always fun. Always fun. But, yeah, I hope this video has been helpful to you all. I will see you all for the next video, which should be tomorrow, where I'll be doing my early breakdown of the Balthier event that will be coming soon enough. I will be doing a video on Chapter 6 as well, but I'll probably be on Monday. Yeah, probably be on Monday. But, yeah, look out or watch this space. Oh, gosh, that saying. I like that saying. But, yeah. So, look out for that, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Show a little love to that subscribe button. And give some love to that like button as well. It's always appreciated. I always appreciate it. So, I thank you all very much. I thank you guys all so far who've subscribed and given me support and give me feedback as well. You guys have been an absolute pleasure to talk to and deal with, and I hope we continue. Anyway, this is Let's Play. I thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you for the next video. Goodbye!